I don't enjoy chat versus. I don't enjoy. I mean, if I want to dump my channel down to 60 people, I may as well play FTL or Into the Breach. You know, like. Do I like the challenge? No, no. I do the grind for the channel. It's not for me. Ultimately, the channel's for me. Well, for us, but for me. So that's why it's there. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame, Paul, because there were a few people that enjoyed it, but unfortunately, just not enough to keep it going. Okay, these are all bad. Well, potions is never bad. It's just the opportunity cost. We could actually have a decent WoW bonus. The issue with random rare card is you end up getting something that's a curse, and now you have to remove it. So your whale bonuses now cost you 75 gold, plus increases the cost of future strike removal. Yeah, it sort of fizzles out very quickly, Techno. Also, the fact that I've got the standard Twitch delay makes it, hinders that a lot and makes it sound very, very slow. Hey, you know what makes it sound really sad, Anonymous? I don't get much money from it. So it's for future. Yeah, Scotty, best ship in the game, right? So if we obtain a curse for 12 max HP, that's almost like buying a mango for 75 gold, but there's also the future negative that removals are 25 more. It's still cheaper than buying a mango in the long run, but you might not always buy a mango. That's alright, Paul. I think a lot of people underestimate the value of just being here, what that does for a channel. Having people that are active in... I mean, the lurkers are great as well. Shout out to all the lurkers. Appreciate you guys. But also having active chatters, what that does for a channel is amazing. Yeah, that's right, Scott. We're gonna want potions. I mean, we're gonna want potions. Wow, that's a good... I'm gonna take the potions. Hopefully we get good ones. Or not. Could be alright. We'll see. We'll see. And my head really hurts. Hey, Karina. Yeah, that's right, Rains. There's a lot of people like that. I'm just grateful that if I'm going to be in a situation like this, that I get to do it with an amount of success that I have. The fact that I have people that are willing to show up and listen to me rant on about stuff that is really insignificant in the grand scheme of life is amazing. I'm lucky. I mean, it's fumes, right? The wish list also involves a lot of games that people had mentioned that it was easier to put it on the wish list as a way of cataloging instead of games that I actually want. So while there might be a lot of stuff on there, don't go shilling out for anything first. Some of the platformers do okay. Some of them struggle. It depends on the color palette the most. This is where you wish neutralizer was in your opening hand. You can either be greedy on the health, but if they're both attacking next turn, we lose a lot. And if only one of them's attacking next turn, we're going to want to kill the other one, or the one that's attacking. I missed my my letter opener. What do I think about slight challenges? So, with anything like that, Naughty Pine, where it's yeah, like a challenge run or like a versus streamer run, for the most part, I'm happy to do them as a demonstration of how to play the game. I'd have to do it on a much lower Ascension, of course, and I don't know whether I would include heart in that. I'm not going to kill him out of spite. But for the most part, I just want to try and do what's... I don't know. What's good. Dixie, flatline ROM, 4 months.
Hey Panz. Hey Panz.
Hey Dixie. Hey Dixie. Thank you so much for the continued support. Appreciate it. Getting potions when you get potions from the whale. What? So for doing things like that, like, they're a bit of fun, but again, I don't know, like, I don't know what good it does. Yeah, the problem with speedrun reigns is that the speedrunners take it very seriously and are in personal best mode. So there's a lot of things that are done, like constantly restarting runs that don't end up a certain way. The seeds are primed so that there's there's relics that aren't available. There's cards that aren't available. The 3 bosses are always the same. Unless you're really into that sort of scene, it's not a very, very good for most viewers and players. Did screw up their notifications? Probably. There is, I can't remember the name of the streamer. Someone might know it, but there is a streamer that does 100% unlock with the intent of winning every run in a speed-running manner. So instead of blindly following a single-minded strategy on Ironclad, he rotates through the classes, and the plan is like sub 20-minute wins every time. Which is, I think in the spirit of streaming and playing, I think that's a really good way of doing it. But just playing Ironclad over and over again with the see a whirlwind, see a flex, take a whirlwind, take a flex only mentality, it's good for getting like personal best world record 5-minute runs. And like I said, if that's your scene, then that's awesome. But it's not for most people. I'm going to take a catalyst with only a noxious fumes, because taking the smart play obviously doesn't work, so let's take the gamble. Oh, I think it lets you come in a little bit early on the resubs, unless it's a prime. Oh, it is a prime. Oh, unless it lets you now pre-do your prime. Oh, I think that's what it is. They give you that thing to let you pre-do your prime, so that if you're not here on the day, it doesn't fall... Like, it doesn't count from that one. It actually resubs straight away. Probably no point going to a store. We've had 2 fights though. This is kind of crappy. If the upcoming lead is Lagavulin? Maybe. Problem is the poison's so slow. At least we drew it on turn 1 though. Six poison? That's too slow. I guess we're going at 15. Yeah. I should have vulnerable those maybe. I guess so. I think we're home. Maybe I didn't need to vulnerable putt. Doesn't matter. Okay. What's the difference here? 2 elites, 2 fights question mark. 2 elites, 3 fights, we'll go left. Burner is nice. I like burner. Knob is scarier. Maybe. With the position of this, sentries is scarier. And Balthamus. Well, we're only on the second run, which is good. But I spent almost 3 hours losing with Ironclad, which is bad. How did Ironclad end? We died to Heart on turn 5. Just lost too much health to the elites. It's alright. Yeah, that one was good. I like that one. Man, that's lucky. I'll take it. I should have gone after this guy. Doesn't matter. I'm concerned about Guardian though. Said no one ever. Yeah, 4 if we can. Oh yeah, putting Burner to 4 before sentries, that's true. So this is the one we really want to end on 4 if we can. So turn 2 of Guardians, not as big a deal. It's going to be a lot harder to try and time though. I don't know if poisons get too far in front of us on that one. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. This is over in 2 turns. So the only option is to do it now. It's a shame. I might have to take that. We're resting though. For resting, do I take it? Man, upgrade on my late plans is nice too. Yeah, early fumes, I didn't expect to take that much damage, but it just happened. We didn't get much front-loaded damage in the deck at all. In fact, we got no front-loaded damage in the deck at all, and we removed a strike. I'm surprised we even beat all of the elites. Huh. The upgrade to well-laid plans is hard because it's all about turn 2. If I had a single, like a deadly poison or something, maybe, because we could get that down and catalyst that. And use the draw pot. There is a poison stab there. We still couldn't upgrade it. We have to rest. Well, it's close. We'd have to play the poison stab and the catalyst on the same turn. Now, if we upgrade the poison stab and get a catalyst down, worst case scenario on turn 2. I don't think we need upgraded well-laid plans for Guardian though. If it was Slime Boss, but then if it was Slime Boss, I'd definitely be resting. Oh, I don't know. We're in that sort of awkward situation. Hexaghost, I'd probably rest, and that would be a well. No, I'd probably upgrade. Sorry, 14's tough though. Yeah, the Malaise is not great. It's not bad though. Turn 1 Malaise. Turn 2 blocks. That's possible. Upgrade the Malaise then. The thing is, once we get going, it's doesn't matter. I'm gonna go for the bottom deck. Go for the bottom deck. And the other problem here is that next turn. This turn, sorry, but 1 times 4 seems okay. You on stun. I'm just holding on to this deflect because I think it's... Yeah, his scaling's the damage required to break him, and poison kind of screws with that as well. I think it's a Wraith form here. Bit of AoE damage is nice as well though, but gotta believe. This game. Lindor deck? No. You play Wraith form when the fight's going to be over, not as a way to set up. So you've got your poisons rolling and your enemy's scaled up and looking big and scary, and you just need your poisons to do like 3 turns of damage. So you play Wraith form. Um, Kite's pretty much like taking 3 energy. Except it means you can play leg sweep and the 2 other cards. Or we can get a bigger malaise, or we can play Wraith Form and a defend. We need upgrades in this deck, so I wouldn't be taking Hammer. Like, we're going to need to get things upgraded, because we haven't put anything in the deck. Except defensive cards that we want to upgrade. We want to upgrade Plans, we want to upgrade Wraith Form. Possibly Neutralize, maybe Leg Sweep, but... I already have upgraded Catalyst. What do we want? Upgraded Burst, so we can burst double leg sweep. So there is a plus side. Obviously the plus side to removing strikes is that we don't have 2 strikes, which is pretty cool. And we have even less front-loaded damage, which pretty much means we can't fight elites at all. I think that strike removal is very short-sighted. It might still be correct, but it just seems like people's fear of Kite leads them to make that decision. Whereas taking Kite or having 3 energy is exactly the same. No, sorry. Taking Kite is slightly has a slight advantage over 3 energy. Yeah, I mean, Kite can be scary, but if we pick 5-card combinations of our deck, because that's what we draw on turns 2+, and we have to discard 2 of them. And the reason I'm going for turn 2+ is because Kite's even better on turn 1 than having 3 energy. Let's look at the worst hand we could draw, which is 5 of our basic cards. If we have 3 energy, we can only play 3 of these. If we have Kite, we can only play 3 of these. So there's no downside. There's no upside either. If we draw a leg sweep and 4 of these cards, we can now play the leg sweep and 2 more, and we discard the other 2 with Kite. Whereas if we don't take Kite, we can play the leg sweep and 1 of them. Or we can not play the leg sweep and just play 3 of the basics. Okay. The downside is when you have Neutralize, or maybe we draw well-laid plans in the middle of the fight, and that's where, if the rest of our cards are 1 cost, having Kite's a slight disadvantage. But if we draw a Neutralize with a leg sweep, we can play Neutralize, leg sweep, and a 1 cost and discard the other 2 cards. So all you're doing is discarding the cards you weren't going to play anyway on 3 energy. Deflect is one of those as well. We do have a 0 cost there. So that could potentially be a 4th card that gets played on 3 energy. But it's rare. If we were in a position where Fusion Hammer was a fine pick, then it would be a clear winner over Kite. But we want upgrades. Well, I want upgrades. Okay, so if Pyramid was a choice here, that's really close. I'd probably take Pyramid, but I hate going through Act 2 on 3 energy. If it was Sozu or Cursed Key, possibly Ectoplasm, I think definitely Sozu and Cursed Key beat Kite most of the time, and especially in this situation as well. So Fusion Hammer's just not happening. So we're comparing Kite versus Skip versus Cage. And Skip gets ruled out because Cage's remove 2 strikes is fair. You like to hold the cards which you don't play? Well, that's why Pyramid's good. Removing strikes is good, but unless it's Pyramid or Snecko, I really don't want to try and go through Act 2 on 3 energy. It's very painful. I should, Anonymous. You're right, I should. Having the 2 strikes isn't going to get you through Act 2 elites. That's true. But not having him's not going to get us through them either. I mean, the deck sucks. Let's be honest. Upgraded reflexes? No, you want acrobatics and backflips. Once you start getting more card draw, the reflexes then have the same issue that they have in without Kite. You go 1 Corpse Explosion away from a great deck. Problem is, in fights like this, where Corpse Explosion is a 2-cost 6 poison card. Next turn's going to be awful. Oh, I don't know if that's correct. No. Should have gotten rid of the Survivor and played it. No, that's fine. Well, it's not 1 energy draw, it's 1 energy block and draw. So you're doubling up with getting defenses and drawing. And you have, as you build up more draw, you have 0 risk of drawing into a reflex. Which is the same reason why you don't take reflex normally, because you don't want to draw into it. It's like I don't need to play 2 defense here. So I don't play 2 defense. Hey, Krishna. Yeah, this guy sucks. You know. Hey, you can discard the burns as well. I don't want to pay these guys, but I think we lose to them. I would rather lose to them than pay them. That sounds reasonable. Alright, this is where I could use a corpse explosion. Get on that bandwagon. Do I win the run if I give up my gold? No. Or probably. So the question is, Burner goes off next turn, which gives us 4 turns to kill these guys. Is that going to happen? Maybe. I think it's a solid maybe. What do we take as opposed to poison stab? Skip. I think on turn 1 I should have hit one of the other guys because he's going to kill himself anyway. And the Thorns damage is going to do a fair bit of work. God damn, it's so bad. Never catalyst. Okay, he's dead. Bear should be dead this turn. And we can kill Romeo. Look at that. Thank you, Kite. Actually, I think the last time I had Kite run, later in the run, I got offered a Reflex Plus, and we died like 2 fights later, so I never got a chance to really check it out. I think that was where the difference was, whereas regular reflex is kind of meh. Whereas Reflex Plus allows you to draw 2 cards with the risk of drawing into 1. Whereas Tactician is very awful. Like, you never take that here. No, I think I'd still take a Reflex Plus again because I want to see how it plays. Whereas I know from experience taking Reflex is just... The first one is fine, but as soon as you get an Acrobatics, an Expertise, or a Backflip, it just starts becoming bad. Yeah, so Tactician has some play with Spinning Top. If you start going full board with discard synergies, but it's tough because as soon as you draw into it, it kills that momentum. Whereas Concentrate's really good for that sort of energy gain in that deck. I wonder if this is good here. Can't be right. I've got a shop coming up, so 50 gold. Hey, poison. We have a malaise? So with Acro's fine. But yeah, so that shouldn't have been included. But no, with Backflip and Expertise, although you wouldn't take multiple Expertises, so with Backflips and an Expertise is when it's bad. Well-laid plans means you can hold onto it for next turn, so it does get a bit of a bank, I suppose. Can I afford both? Nope. That is a tough choice. I don't know if that's the best way to describe that. One, if it wasn't such an awful way of describing it, I think it would also be incorrect, but... It's very strong. I do have a malaise though. I only have one malaise. I mean, yeah, take Chemical X because no one spells Paper Crane correctly. That's a good enough reason. Teach them a lesson. I think if I had multiple X cards, like if I was running a skewer with this, or if it was a later shop and maybe we'd taken a second malaise, I would be inclined for Chemical X, but Crane is very strong. And we've got a deck that we're kind of stalling with. So taking less damage is very appealing. I mean, clearly Magnetism and Tiny Chest is OP, but I'm not about making the correct choices. I want to make the fun, memey ones. So yeah, we'll go with Crane on this. That gives us the biggest meme factor. Deadly Poison's pretty good, and it's on sale, so it's not costing us too much. Dodge and roll. We can pick one of those up somewhere. It's common.
Ah. Ho ho.
Sucker Punch isn't awful. It's pretty close though. Crane makes it a little less unappealing. But I think if you have to describe something like that, it helps you choose not to take it. I had Piercing Whales or a Crippling Cloud. I think the Crane value would be enough to consider this as if I was on sort of... Or if Incense Burner was closer to ticking over, I'd be considering this the same as if I was on about mid 40 health. What would I upgrade? Wraith Form. Deadly Poison. Good upgrades. Neutralize. Of course, I've got a leg sweep though. The well-laid plans is tough because if we don't draw it on turn 1, we're discarding. So it's unlikely that we're holding on to multiple cards. Yeah, it's kind of like that Naughty Pine, where... I think if it's Slavers, we die anyway, right? We could almost die on turn 2 with Slavers even if I heal. Oh, maybe not. Puts us at 51. Is Slavers going to two-shot us? To heal anyway. I like the Wraith form here as well, but I'm scared. Poop. Survivor. Why do you have to be so bad? I want to play that. I think I have to take 10. I have to take 10 anyway. Recall gives you one of the keys to get into Act 4. Stupid little fatties. I mean, you've got to do things to your deck to make them insane. You don't just get an insane deck by the end of Act 1. I'm actually thinking of taking Dagger Spray at this stage. Taking Dagger Spray on the 24th floor. It feels like run conceding. Yeah, that was one of the reasons why I was looking at the AoE. But, you know, I think I'm just going to have to believe that Noxious Fumes is going to be enough. Noxious Fumes, Bronze Scales, Hourglass. We heal here, right? Yeah, the issue though, Berserk, is that's one of the reasons why I'm not taking it. But it's 12 damage more than what I've got, or front loaded wise. I just don't have damage. Well, we've got a deadly poison, so it's not. All is not lost. We've had a couple campfires, but I wouldn't call them chances to upgrade. Start to help. Would like some back foot, please. Yeah. It's Dagger Throw is not cycle. It's a cantrip. So by adding it to your deck, you're just going to draw into a card that you would have drawn if you didn't have Dagger Throw in your deck. However, in Act 1, when you need to put damage cards, it's got that added bonus of being a non-bloating damage because of the cantrip. And that's the reason why you stop adding it to your deck later on, is it's non-bloating, but it's not very much damage. It's not -1 card draw. Because it replaces itself, it's 0. It's card draw neutral. But that doesn't make it good. It just makes it a decent pick as one of your first damage commons early in Act 1. Yeah, it's -1 card in hand. Which, guess what happens when you play a strike? You're now -1 card in hand. Mind blown. So when you play the dagger throw, you're now -1 card in hand. Except if you discard a strike, you did more damage than a strike. Early in Act 1, you can discard a defend and play the strike that you pulled through if you're in a turn where you're not being attacked. Or you could discard a strike and play the defend you drew into and have done more damage. So it's got a bit of flexibility. And the reason to consider it just before is because we have very low damage output. Yeah, so prepared is -1 card in hand because it doesn't do anything. And it's not card draw, it's card in hand. Which, I suppose, for the turn... Okay, no, I'll allow... it's... Because we're drawing 5 cards at the start of the turn, I can see why you'd say -1 card draw. So I think that's fine then. Yeah, I see what you... The other side of the coin is we've already drawn those cards, so it's not like acrobatics, which is drawing 3. Because we're going to draw 5 cards every turn anyway. So you could call it card draw. But you're naturally drawing 5 cards, so I could understand why you would say it's not card draw as well. I think you could have a very semantic or pedantic argument of whether it's card draw or card in hand. And I was starting to go down that route too, that it's not card draw, it's card in hand, but they may as well be one and the same, I suppose. But yeah, that's why prepared is usually not as good. Mostly not as good because it doesn't actually... The card itself doesn't do anything except manipulate your hand. Whereas the dagger throw has some damage output and manipulates your hand. It's partial mulligan. Yeah, that's a fairly good accurate thing for it. Right? It's a mini gambling chip. I'm going to do 15. I don't like this fight. Straight up, just don't like it. I like it even less now. Is Hovering Kite -2 card draw? Yeah, you still draw the 2. Well, if that's the case, then Dagger Throw is +1 card draw. Because it does draw 1 card. So it's +1 card draw, -1 card in hand. That seems a little bit mouthy. Why not? It draws 1 card. So it's +1 draw, +1 discard. So if discard is the same, So if we're gonna say that kite is not +2 draw, or that kite is -2 draw, or we're going to differentiate between discard and draw, or card in hand and draw. I think we're arguing about or discussing the wrong point. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, backflips +1 card in hand for a defense output, which is good. The argument is stupid, isn't it? We were on a good argument, and then we got onto this one, which is stupid. I agree. This one's pretty bad. How much is this going to go down by? If I play this by 4, he's already weakened. I don't know if the deflect's enough, but I want to hit it for 4. Oh, the deflect's enough. So dagger throw doesn't help you get through the deck faster, because if you never put it in there, you would already be 1 card further through the deck, right? As soon as you put it in there, all you've done is given yourself, in terms of getting through the deck, a neutral a neutral cycle through the deck, and doing some damage along the way. There's nothing wrong with being precise on the language, but I think we got off, held us down on what we were actually discussing. I'm a little concerned about this. Well, if we kill that, I don't have the resources to kill this guy without wasting a catalyst. This is where, like, having the strikes should be better. We'll take a little bit of damage to do this then. Or do I use the catalyst? I don't get to fume? I've already melee'd the avocado. Yeah, so that's why, like, Dagger Throw is a reasonable card very early in Act 1, because it gives you gives you some output, which is greater than a strike, so that's always a plus. And it helps you manipulate your hand in a situation where you might have, it might be your only offensive card and you only need 1 defensive card, so you could then get something else while doing some output. Whereas Prepared doesn't do anything. Prepared Plus, though, does manipulate your deck faster than by putting something in there. I don't think that makes it good, but it does something. Yeah, so yeah, it's a cantrip. It just replaces itself. So backflip is card draw. Because it's replacing more than just itself. Acrobatics is card draw, skim is card draw, battle trance, anything that moves 2 cards. Right, so Prepared Plus draws 2. With a downside of you get 1 less card to actually do something, because you lose that, like, it's only drawing one card, even though, well, it's manipulating your hand by 2, but one of those would have already been in your hand if you didn't have it. So if you have reasons to get rid of cards in your hand, then it can have an added bonus. Well, that's anonymous. That's where you get really where the semantics or the pedantics come down to important card plays, because they're cards drawn this turn, not card draw in terms of cycle. So that little N at the end of that word then becomes significant for a different reason. Event versus fights. I think we need fights. Like, I'm just not finding cards I need. Library would be the only reason to go here. Value? Yeah. Yeah, they could be good. We call Gaming Nightly. Yeah, full health. Lol. I don't know if combative is the way. I can see why you'd say that, but I like having discussions, and I think more importantly, no one's getting aggro about it. You know, like, we're just chatting about it and being able to have a discussion, which is nice. I'm an idiot. I could play these now and then I have them for the next 2 turns, which is not bad, I guess. Cool. I like the kite pyramid combo, except I don't like getting either one of them first. Apparition value this turn. That's value. Why'd I keep race one? Oh, I thought I had well-laid plans. I don't have well-laid plans. Kite Snecko? Yeah, Kite Snecko's fine. You would have some of those turns where you could have played a billion cards, not happen, but it's usually fine, right? I could have weakened one. Let's do it this way. Still not clear why you can't win with Silent, but you've got an improved sense of card value. Like, not win regularly or not win at all. Getting the first win on Silent is usually difficult for a lot of people because Silent has much lower front-loaded damage. And so building that gap can be difficult. I should have just killed him with a strike. It's funny. I actually don't think the tempo value works in Slay the Spire because there's nothing on the board. Well, a little bit in Poison, maybe. It just feels like tempo and value seem so much more of a head-to-head game where there's a board that's changing, whereas, like, I don't know. Tempo just seems so wrong for Slay the Spire. I think there's almost no reason to take a calculated gamble here. Flying knee seems useless. Quick slash. Yeah, boss relic runs go longer, which I think, as I discussed after the Ironclad loss, I think it is better to have monstrously long runs that die rather than a bunch of short, quick ones that die, because less deaths is less salt. But it does hurt my head more. Yeah, Wraith Form's probably going to get upgraded. I wonder if I need to take a quick slash. What do you need to get time dilation in a regular run? Oh, Kappa. Okay, I missed the Kappa. I don't want a quick slash. Deadly Poison's got merit as well, but I think the Wraith Form's too strong. So we just need to draw Fumes on turn 1 and then get our apparitions played. How'd you like to be weakened? I just play both of these. Well, I'll have to play one of them. I guess I play one, play a Deadly Poison. Be sad that I don't have Fumes. Malaise off the skill potion feels awful. All of these off the skill potion feel awful. Go for fumes. Yeah, that's definitely something that you want to take after you've... Okay. If I play this now, we get 4 turns, plus apparitions is 6 turns. I think I have to play it now. And then I don't have to worry about it. He's not attacking next turn, but these guys are doing a lot worse. But then he's attacking badly after that. I can probably wait 1 turn. Does that gain me anything? 1 turn. Plus, if we draw Apparition next turn, I don't have to play the Wraith form, and then we've got the Incense Burner the turn after that, which really isn't saving us anything. Pretty good. I care about the 3 damage. I don't need footwork. Although, it gets it out of the deck. Doesn't matter. Yeah, the footwork Wraith form seems a little bit wasted, doesn't it? We fill out the vampire cards. I mean, they're cards, right? So we don't want acrobatics in case we acrobatics into catalyst because I want to get that played. So maybe we just strike and neutralize. Take the 2. Well, they're only taking one. Yeah, taking one's fine. So it comes down to like how many strikes do you have left? Don't need to play Wraithform this turn. That's nice. Do you have a Molten Egg? And that Malaise was good value. Yeah, they are. That's good value. Catalyst. That was fun. Bullet time. Venom's not getting played. Glass Knife is sadly still a reasonable consideration, but probably still a skip. Hey Artix, yeah, we're ghosts. We just have no damage. Think of it like with the Wraith form Anonymous, like I think like in baseball, Major League Baseball, where you've got a pitcher warming up in the bullpen, and they're warming up and they're warming up and they're warming up, but your starting pitcher is still doing a good enough job. Like you thought maybe you need to replace him, and you got that next pitcher warming up, but they've been warming up in the bullpen so long, you've just been holding onto them and holding onto them. You're not going to want to put them into play because I don't know. So you're going to have to send them to the showers and send your starting pitcher to the showers and bring on someone else. You know, sometimes you just got to, pull that trigger. Definitely don't need 5 energy. We are desperate for cards, though. Is there baseball straight? There is. It's not very popular. I like baseball, though. Okay. Take a leg sweep, maybe. The deadly poison looks alright. Another glass knife? Oh, jeez. Is tail a noob trap? Yes. So in this situation, I didn't need 5 energy. We're doing just fine not playing enough cards on 4. But we're desperate for cards. So Orrery's a really good pick. If we had a solid deck and there was only... let's say we only really needed to get some defensive commons, like backflips. It's tough. You could possibly still go Orrery and be like, yeah, we might find one. But if the deck's settled and there's not really much, you're just looking at getting maybe some relics to go with it and get some of the cards upgraded, then Tail becomes a sort of a fallback. But it should never be a go-to. Oh man, that sounds awful. Oh. Poor Baylor. He doesn't deserve that. Alright, our deck is looking awful. Yeah, so outside of certain circumstances, usually Tail just means you're going to live one more turn. Actually scared me when I heard that. I'm like, what am I taking damage from? Get 2 less cards from rewards. Gain 3 curses. Gain 3 artifacts. Doesn't sound very fun. $19 and a fumes. 6 damage to 25, 18. And there's a strike. You had question card and took Bell, and you only got 1 curse. Unless you had Omamori. Love to have seen the 990 gold with 0 normality. The issue is I've got a Burning Elite here and there's no store. So I'm hoping to get a relic that'll help us. If not, we're probably dying there with, 1200 gold. I mean, it's Slime Boss, we're probably dying there anyway, right? gonna have Incense Burner, Wraithfawn, Apparition, so I think we're fine. Just take one. Yeah, we take one. Yeah, pro tip, don't use Spire logs. Doesn't block Parasite. We go to 721. 87? It's kind of crap. I don't want to play that. It definitely blocks Parasite. I had one the other night. No, sorry, it does. I had Artifact, which didn't block Parasite. No, Catalyst would have been good there. Why was my math off? Oh, my maths was off because I'm an idiot. Catalyst would have been very good there. Nice work, idiot. Oh, because of Noxious Fumes. Right, now I need to wait on this. Am I using it this turn? I'm using it next turn. Apparitions are going to run out. No, they won't. What are we splitting on? 9? That's a split. That's a split. Good fight. Hey, Tori. I think with the 2 deadly poisons, I wish they were upgraded. We were a little bit better. I'm definitely not taking the poison stab. Why have I still got that music going? Dang it. Jerks. If I can get Noxious Fumes down, this fight's easy. But yeah, it seems to not be happening. Why? We should have kept Apparition. Could have blocked that 3 damage. How do you flex a few times when you don't take flex because it's a bad card? It's not free. It cost me a card. I was blazing the middle one purely for that turn because I knew we were going to be doing Wraith Form and Apparitions soon. So it doesn't matter which one's weak now that we're using Intangible. They're dead. Dead. Not dead. Wow, you know you're in trouble when you're almost excited to see a dash on the 38th floor. Toxic Egg and 3 blurs, nice. Oh, wow. Upgraded Blur just blocks for a little bit more. So it's more like they're separate but both good things. Not that they are synergizing with each other. Well, they kind of are. The blur helps the gain you get from having upgraded skills. Better. Oh, dash is an attack, Panz, you moron. I'm like, where's my cards? I'll play my block later. I have a feeling if I don't draw Apparition, this is going to be bad with or without a bigger malaise. It's not too bad. Shark. Gives block, must be skill, that's right. I'm glad we understand this. We should use that now. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. I would like to try that if it was Reflex Plus. Tools of the Trade is a trap, by the way. It's awful how it interacts with Kite. Like, it's mind-numbingly awful. Max HP... Nemesis? They have. They really have. Oh man, I want to get this huge malaise off. Hey SLG. I'm okay. What's he going to get weakened down to with Crane? It's going to be like 4? Or is it 3? Wish I had thingies in play. Work leg sweep catalyst seems okay. I don't want to impatience into one. Already weakened at 27, 13, 20, 26. Do I want to take one? Do I want to take one? I think so. I mean, I can't say I'm happy about it. We just have to just survive this turn, which looks like we should do fine. Thanks for the clip, Karina Kasaka. Does that mean killing Moorbank? Moorbank's an idiot. Hey, we got a toxic egg. Oh. 6 catalysts. Oh, is that a previous VOD? Poison potion? No. Maybe. I need to recall somewhere. If I get something upgraded, I'd probably be okay with that. Possibly a well... Yeah, it could possibly be a well-laid plans. So I'm just checking my path. There's 2 fires or fire store elite. I think that's important. Or we find a store. I don't like the idea of finding a store. Okay, this is not the chest, so we can get a skill. Malaise? Acrobatics? Or apparition? Acrobatics isn't as good turn 1. I kind of almost want to have acrobatics on turn 2, since that's when the discards really penalize. But drawing deeper on turn 1's very good as well, though. Could always bottle a poison card, yeah. I mean, but you got to get started. I'm just thinking of the fights where... I think... I don't... I've got no problems really with acro. I'm just thinking malaise. Having turn 1 malaise is... It's decent. The only issue is if... Yeah, it's strong against heart. It's okay against workbloke on turn 1. It's not the greatest, but we've got Crane. Man, if I had an anchor, it'd be easy melees. Yeah, I'm gonna take the melees. We'll get the key from this one. I'm gonna recall here. Yeah. Alright, that's reasonable. Deadly Plus. Oh, hey, that's waffles. Waffles and strawberry. I actually like the strawberry waffles option. Orichalcum's pretty good too with apparition and wraith forms. So footwork and intangible is weird, but I think because we're slow, we need to be holding our intangible, so we need the footworks out early so that we can block and not have to use them. Yeah, Orichalcum with afterimage. Man, doesn't that cause issues. Definitely fuming. Strike something. There's a lot to be said in setup value though, but I agree. I think the deck's weak though, and I think that is the issue. So that's why max health gives us a little bit of buffer. Yeah, Incense Burner is really good. These guys are going to die next turn, so we don't even need to touch them. We just need to block the 10. I could even just block 8. Hit her with a bigger melees, but I think that's wrong. Corpse Explosion would be good here. Taking damage. We're in a good spot now. think I should have played a poison instead of saving 1 health. I guess it's okay. It's okay, SLG. Thanks for dropping by. It's good seeing you. I think we're good here. Is that enough? Will be, won't it? Oh, yeah. Give Raidfall a break, you know. Don't want to lean too heavily into Raidfall. It might not like us too much. Oh. Candle not worth, but that's alright. So the only thing that difference between here is the occasional full heal event. Maybe, I don't know. Oh, I hate you. Everybody hates you. Essence of Steel with intangibles, maybe. Dang it. Oh, I could Survivor to get rid of it, and then we just don't play Footwork. Let's do that. It's a shame. Hi Scott, welcome back. What's going on, my dude? Should be editing. You're doing a YouTube video? Yeah, I'm not stressing the Parasite. It'll be nice to get an Omamori charge go off. Okay. Oh, the 8 Cray run? Nice. $14, $22. Okay, as long as it's not the super big hit, I keep that for the multi. I want to play a poison though. That'll come back around again. Suck it, Tangelo. Oh, do I have to 19, 20. As long as we don't get, so the problem is the big hit. If I dash, I can't block the big hit anyway. Okay, we've got Apparitions and Incense Burner about to tick, so I think we just play out the next 6 turns intangible. Worst case scenario, we start taking 1. We are good. It's like it's spaghetti. Stupid spaghetti. Hate you so much. Intangible cheese. Yeah. Yeah. This could be issues though. Oh man. Okay. $12 block. Gonna get some poison down. Yeah, still keeping this pot. You know. Gotta hold on to your stash. Let's get you weak. Hold on to that. 15. Let's go. Would like my noxious fumes, please. It's the lucky pot. Yeah, that's it. Hey Moogle, how you doing? Kind of want the well-laid plans upgraded now. Saving it for 10 off lethal, that's right. No one's doing damage to me. How is this deck here? Like, I've been thinking that every few floors. I'm like, how are we this far up? How is it possible? It makes no sense. This deck is awful. Like, makes 0 sense. I was gonna snap pick it, but in the essence of playing a little bit slower, maybe we think about this. I don't know if I'd say super strong. Holy dooly. But there's something happened. Are we going to be intangible for their explosion? That is awesome. Taking damage. Ow! Thank you, Tori. That's going to take 2 damage. Tori saves. Tori saves. Alright, fine. No, we're not going to be intangible for it. It's a shame. We are going to be intangible for it. Isn't that nice? Ah, well. Well. Isn't that a pip? I love Kite. I just had to stick that one out there. For all the haters. Okay, I think that's where's my wolf? Needed to draw better. Okay. What's wrong, Scott? Dark Souls shit games? What are you talking about? Dark Souls is amazing. Why would you say Dark Souls is poop? That's why Hollow Knight is so good. Because it's on the Souls system. $11. Brain hurts. 16. 24. They're so poorly made. Well, I'll agree with that. That's true. There's no getting around that. That's very true. Well, they're hard, but they are also hard. The design's good. The execution's bad in some areas. And a lot of people, a lot of the Dark Souls community are like, oh, that's just part of the extra challenge. It's like, no, that shouldn't be part of the extra challenge. The challenge should be in the design, which I think still sort of hits the mark. We're going for that guy first. I don't know anymore now. Okay, so we should be targeting this guy first because we'll get a little bit more damage from our thorns. But apart from that, this is going to be fairly tough if we don't get I'm gonna have to keep the apparition just to be safe. I'd like to play the footwork, but we need to get Noxious Fumes down very early. I'd like to get Noxious Fumes down very early. Apparently the game doesn't care what I would like. Yeah, I think saying they're shit games is probably a little too far in the opposite direction of where they are. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of amazing design in there, but yeah, it's fair to say that there's a lot of poor execution and a little bit of poor design, unfortunately, that makes it do not, like, can ruin the experience. Oh, I can retain 2. Thank you. Is the Wraith form beginning? I think this is the Wraith form beginning. Noxious Fumes is just getting it out of its system. It's showing up late on the fights that it knows we can handle, so that it can show up on time for the fights where we're like, help me, Noxious Fumes. So he's dead in 5 turns. We've got 3 turns of intangible plus some apparitions, plus 1 apparition. It's gonna be tight. One, two, three. This is a problem. This guy, not so much. That could also be a little bit of a problem. So it's going to be 40% less. So 19 times 2, 38. We should be fine. Use a dex pot. that. No footwork. Next turn we're intangible. We want to keep the footwork. Don't think it matters. Okay, so the issue now is we're intangible on his next turn as well. So when do we catalyst? Okay. The other option is we block this one. We take 16 and we keep an apparition. We'll never get the apparition back in 4 turns, or maybe. But then what are we doing? So we apparition this turn. Next turn he's not attacking. The next turn we've got intangible again. The next turn he's not attacking, and then we get 5 lots of poison. So if we catalyst now on 30, by the time it all ramps up to about 45, plus some other poison, I think we keep the apparition in hand this turn. That's unfortunate. It doesn't matter. Alright, so we need to kill. Which I think we just did. Should have held on to the deflect. No, we didn't. Okay, cool. Whew. Yeah, so the run back and respawn and death thing, that's definitely a game choice. I think that's fine. But it's okay for you not to like that part of the design. But I don't think it's bad design, it's just, yeah. I want to get a big malaise of, but I think doing it this turn and then blocking is wrong. I think we're going to dig, right? Let's sweep backward first. No, I want to keep this up. I definitely want to keep weak up. We'll get a bigger malaise somewhere down the track. Yeah, this boss was, I think, a lot better than Workblock. Oh man, where's my relays now? We just have to draw into an apparition, I guess, next turn. Or have him not attacking. Cool. We should be able to get the catalyst back. I need to have Noxious down. And I need to play Impatience this turn. So we have to. Hey, Barsky, how you doing? I look good getting that one. Tori. It's a shame. Hey, boy, yeah, doing all right. I think might be Jobs' D&D night, maybe. I don't know. That's 2 in a row to Act 4. Wait, did we get beaten at the end of last night? I don't think we did. I think I got beaten soundly somewhere else. Good deck or best deck ever? I don't know. This deck is awful. Yeah, this hasn't been the best kite run I've ever had. It's not showcasing what I think of kite very well. I almost want to heal for the 6 health. upgrade on an apparition's not bad though. Yeah, the acro is okay. Oh, a ghost in a jar. Okay, reflex plus. Man, is this the time that I want to play with reflex plus to see if it's all right? I think reflex plus is fine. Reflex normal? No. Reflex plus? Yes. Come on, game. Okay, impatience. We've always got ghost if we need it. It's too early for that. I don't mind playing poison into leg sweep instead of a defend, or we get a malaise early. Sugar. So I think the correct play is poison, leg sweep, malaise this way. That gives me a week on both of them. It's probably defend poison week. I don't need 2 turns. No, facing this way is slightly less damage. This is a 14 base, whereas that's a 12 base. It's too early for Wraithful. Come on, Noxious Fumes. I've still got both charges of Omamori. Dang it. Yeah, but we can turn around again. Oh, I see. Yeah, get the malaise to drop a strength permanently, but I don't think I'm gonna have 1 strength. Yeah, maybe. Poison, leg sweep, defend, malaise. Oh, it's not going to be a strength drop though, because I want to play an extra block to get 16. Okay, so we only take 2. I'm okay with that. Plus this way, this guy's weak for this turn. He's not attacking. Neutralize to turn back around. That'll go to 624. Extra turn of weak. No. Yeah, that's fine. No, I have to play it like that, right? Thank you, Tori. I'm playing 2 apparitions. I think so. Where's my noxious fumes? Thank you. Noxious. Footwork. Leg sweep. Do we just leave the aggro? We leave the aggro, that way I have apparition next turn. So there is a hand which doesn't give us apparition next turn, which would be Ghost in a Jar then. Very likely would be Ghost in a Jar then. Oh, there's also that hand. I drew a burn. What are we down to? Wraith form. Okay. I have things. Stop throwing cards away, Panz. Add well-laid plans. That was a throw. Okay. 3 turns. Yeah, Walker, go for it. We have 4 turns of apparition. Okay. Sense burner on 4. Perfect timing. Okay. God damn. Thanks so man. Tory heartbeat doesn't do anything. So my first instinct is survivor, poison, malaise. Saves a little bit of damage. Gets a good start. But part of me's thinking, should there be an acrobatics in there? I probably don't want to draw into apparitions. Please be the big hit. Well laid plans. Hey Jazzy, how you doing? Are you streaming today? Guys, check out Jazzy Wazzy 94. If she ever starts streaming again. How you been? You mean malaise? So we protected against 30 points of damage by doing that, although it'd be 15 because Tori would kick in. The other option is we can wait 10 turns until it's got plus 6 strength and then reduce it back down, but in doing so would be dead by the time that happens. So the only thing you can do is put it on -2 so that it's 0 with a weakened. Yeah, plus we've got a piercing whale somewhere. I'm just working out if I want to draw the days again, or if I want to defend to block for 4 damage. Yeah, Melee's turn 1's always the play. There's no point going for a bigger than that Melee's, but -2 is perfect. -1's okay, but I want to get rid of the days. I also want to get rid of the Ascender's Bane. And I think using an Apparition Plus instead of a Ghost in the Jar. Yeah, we second Catalyst now. No, we don't Catalyst now. Has Artifact. So we need to leg sweep Catalyst. Means I'd have to either use the Ghost in the Jar if I want to get rid of the Ascender's Bane. Noxious Fumes is going to get the first one. He's not hitting next turn. No, next turn's the 15. Use the Apparition. We're going to keep the Ascender's Bane. That way if I don't draw the Piercing Whale. We're okay here. Yeah. We're intangible next turn. So hopefully next turn's the big hit. Shame. Doesn't matter. Oh. Good cut. No. It's unblock damage Tori reduces. So man. Hefe Wisey, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime. Welcome to the pots. We get some love and some pizza for Hefe Wisey, please. Maybe some boots. This is such a low score. I don't care.